And we can go through life like that. We can go through, when we have a trial, when we face a difficult situation, we want to snap at people and blame God and tell God it's His fault and this is His doing and it's your fault and why are you in my life? You would go around and bite people and infect everybody with your poison that you have. But in the trial, the real test, the real A+, is your attitude that you have when you're going through this trial. Because everybody has trials. All of us. That is common to everybody in this world. Whoever's lived before us, who's going to come after us, all of us are going to face trials. But what is going to mark us out as being different, as Christians, as people who believe that God's got it covered, God's in control, He already knew this was going to happen, it's not going to be a surprise to Him, is our attitude in that. If that's what we believe, we need to make sure that we aren't going around biting other people. And that is so important to remember. The Bible tells us that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. It doesn't say that there are no weapons going to be formed against us. The weapons are being formed. They are going to come against us, but they will not prosper. And how we actually look at that situation and deal with that situation on a heart level, a mind issue, and a spiritual level is where the test actually comes. It's so easy to throw ourselves on the ground and have a temper tantrum and say, look at me, why is the world so terrible? No. What we should be doing is to say, you know what, God? You've got this one covered. You've got this in control. Now, just as a recap, Paul and Silas were doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing. Preach the gospel, heal the sick, raise the dead, set free people. They obeyed God. They were in the right place at the right time, doing everything that God wanted them to do. But someone came along and planted some weeds in their garden. They get hauled before the council. They get a good old beating, which is what's common in that day. And they get taken and they get thrown into jail. The Bible tells us it just wasn't any jail. It was the deepest dungeon. And the Bible tells us this. Around midnight, Paul and Silas were wailing and gnashing their teeth. No, they weren't. The Bible tells us that they were praying and singing hymns to the Lord. And the other prisoners were listening. I know that if I was there and I was singing, they probably would be throwing stuff at me to keep me quiet. But anyway. And the Bible says, suddenly there was a great earthquake, and the prison was shaken to its foundation. All the doors flew open, and the chains of every prisoner fell off. Every prisoner fell off. Here's the thing. A couple of things to note. It was just before midnight, guys. Just before midnight. And sometimes, and most times, 99.9% of the time, just before you think that you cannot go on, at that 11:59 and 59 seconds, God comes through for you. But notice their attitude. They were praying and singing hymns to God. I don't know what they were singing, but they were singing and they were praying. And I don't know what they were praying, but their prayers were answered in such a way because of their attitude. When your attitude is wrong, when you stop praying and singing your hymns and giving joy and getting your joy, you know that your attitude is wrong in the trial. When you keep praying and you keep singing and you keep coming to church and you keep swimming, then you know that your attitude is right and you're in the right place. And God is going to come through for you in such an amazing way, like He did for Paul and Silas. Also notice as well is that it just wasn't their chains that fell off, but it was everybody's. Because you know what? When people look at you, you're going to be their testimony. They're going to say, how do you get through this? How did you make it so far without falling to pieces? And you're going to say, you know what? It's God. It's only God. It's not me. It's not my doing. I've got nothing to do with this. I have just stayed faithful. And you let your light shine. And that's what Jesus says. Let your light shine before all men, that they all may see it, that they may glorify your Father in heaven. You know what? You just have to stand your ground and say, you know what, God, here I am. I'm in my trial. I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm where I'm supposed to be in you. I'm going to stick through this trial because I know that when I come through this, my God, you are going to supply my needs. You're going to make me stronger. You're going to make me firmer. You're going to make me a testimony to all the people around me. I'm going to let my light shine. And no one is going to take away my joy and steal my strength. Amen?
Amen.